Hey Rising Church, how you doing? I hope you guys are having a great start to your new session of Groves. First off, I want to welcome you to the winter 2017 Grove season. If this is your first time, I want you to know that we're super excited that you're getting plugged in. If you've been a part of Groves forever, I hope this semester will be a little bit different and it'll be challenging in its own unique way. But we're excited about where we feel God is leading us this semester. And if you've been at Rising the last couple of Sundays, you know we've been focusing on this key word, this word that's my personal word of the year, I believe, that God has laid on my heart, that I believe He's laid on my heart to share with the rest of us as well. And hopefully you all know what it is. It is histemi. Hopefully you all got that correct. And it means to stand firm, to stand established, to be balanced. And so this idea of balance in our lives, I think, is so important. So this semester, that's what we want to do, is we want to help all of us achieve better balance in all these different areas of our life by sharing and discussing with one another what we've been talking about on Sunday mornings. And so, last semester, one of the things that was difficult was that the content, obviously in Revelation, was so heavy, and there was so much of it that a lot of our grows maybe felt like you didn't have as much time to share, or you didn't know what to talk about because it was what do you say about certain things. And this semester we're gonna tip the other direction if you want to talk about balance, and we're gonna to push to really be much more relational, much more discussion oriented. So what that means is we're not gonna necessarily introduce any new content in your growth. So it won't be like, hey, read these 5 chapters. It won't be read this book. It won't be, hey, here's another 10-minute video or anything like that. It's gonna be much more sermon based. And so the idea being that when we come to our groves is that then we can kind of, I would say, dissect or chew on or digest the messages a little bit more as we share with one another, as we hear different perspectives and how people heard certain things, and we talk about what those things mean and how to apply those to our lives. I think it's going to help all of us to grow deep in our relationship with Christ, which is ultimately the goal, but also deeper in relationship with one another, which is what happens when you start sharing your story, your life, your testimony, your thoughts with one another. And that's kind of the goal of the semester, is that it'll be much more intentionally about sharing. And so that may mean you might have to be uncomfortable a little bit, because we want to ask you to share some of your story, some of your background, some of your journey of how you got to where you are in your walk with Christ. And so some of the questions we'll be asking, like, hey, does anybody have a testimony or have a story about how you saw this happen in your life? If we're talking about balance, and hey, when did you see your life get out of balance, and what did you do to be active, to take action in order to get back to balance? And so I want to encourage you over the course of the semester to open up and to share your thoughts and to share some of your story, because your story can impact others. And that's one of the beautiful things about being the body of Christ, is that we can be mutually encouraged by each other's faith. And so that's where we're going this semester. So hopefully it'll be a little bit lighter in that sense. It'll be easier, but hopefully it'll also be encouraging and challenging in a different way. Maybe not so much in knowledge and information as it is in perspective and understanding and relationship with one another. And so I'm excited about where we're going to go. I hope you're excited. Again, we may not have videos every single week. We may throw one in every once in a while just to keep you on your toes. But for the most part, it's going to be talking about the messages and kind of some of the meat and some of the just questions that may rise up based on what we talked about on Sunday morning. So I hope you guys are going to be off to a great start. Don't feel the pressure. I know some of you have Sunday groves, and so with Super Bowl and everything else, it gets kind of iffy. This is kind of a series, because it is based on just discussion of what you've already heard, where you can just pick up where you left off and kind of discuss some of the stuff from the previous weeks that you weren't able to discuss, and just really hopefully get some of these ideas further down in you, getting rooted, watering it little by little. This is the plant. It's still alive, by the way, because I am doing drip irrigation on it, and it's thriving. So that's the goal, that we would grow and that you'll grow through this process. So looking forward to it, and hope you guys have a great start.